So here I am on Enshrouded. I'm actually up on top of the ancient spire in the Springlands at the moment, one of the first towers you can get to. So at the beginning of the game you start at the Cinder Vault. Ancient Spire is the first one you unlock, and the blacksmith, being the first character you get, is just there. Right, so what I'm doing today is I want to video a build that I've done. Another one so that I can get this videoed, commit it to memory. I've almost done everything in the game. I've still to do the hallowed halls, so I haven't done that yet, and I still have that to do when I get the time. But for the moment, I'm happy with the way I've done this house and home. I must say, I love Enshrouded. So it's not quite got the flexibility of Conan for building. But I do like the way it's done, and a lot of the decorations in this. In Conan you can decorate, but in this the decorations actually add to your comfort level, which add to your rested level, which actually make a big difference to your character for stamina recharge and such. So it's actually, for once it's not just nice to decorate your home, but very important towards your buffs. So I've actually made I say I've made a house. What I've done is taken one of the pre-built houses in the game and decided to do it up, the way I would like. Now, this is a house that just about everybody and his dog has encountered at some point or other. It's one of the best houses in the game, and it's called the Harvest Homestead. Now, it's got a huge plot of farmland nearby. It's got salt mines, it's got flintstone. It's pretty close to the alchemist's vault as well. So with the amount of materials, resources in the area that are available, I mean, there's a path down into the shroud, just at the end, which means you can go down and you can get all your shroud liquid. I mean, it's abundant with resources. There's a small broken down ruined abbey nearby. Again, where you can just go and slaughter the fell creatures in there and loot their treasure chests. So it's an all-round marvellous place. And I've taken it, I've built what I can out of it, I've added all the optional extras, and so basically I just want to get this videoed and commit it to memory so I can remember what I did and how much fun I had here. Right, so let's it's a fantastic view from this ancient spire. So you can actually see just down below us. Let's see if I can hop up here without throwing myself off needlessly. I have a glider anyway. But yes, so it's the first collection of buildings you can see down there just in front of us. That's actually the Harvest Homestead, and that's how close it is. Even with the basic glider in the game, you can reach it with ease. So I'm going to go ahead and just jump down there, and you can see the abbey right there, right in front of us as we're gliding down. And like I say, even with a level 4 flame upgrade, which covers all this farmland here, it doesn't cover the abbey and stop things from spawning there. So it's extremely good. It will take a while to get to a tier 4 flame, but it's eminently doable. When you do, you've got use of all the farm buildings and all of the farmland outside, as you'll see. So as we come up the path here, let's take one there. Come on, move a little bit quicker. There we go. So as you come up here, you can see I've made use of all the farmland. So we've got yucca trees down the bottom here for my grilled yucca fruit, aloe, indigo, saffron, strawberries. There's a little bit of flax there. I've actually got a mix of things planted all over this farm. I really like all the colours of things. So over here again, yucca trees. We have wheat so that I can create straw for building. Over here, bell peppers. We have purple berry bushes, more aloe. And as you can see, there's a ton of farmland here which you can really put to good use. Here we have chamomile, which I'm using for healing potions, chamomile tea, so all the foods for buffs. And further up here, more flax, because you can never have enough flax to create linen. That's just so yes, that's, as you can see, I've got all of the farmland used here. Now I can see multiple uses for this place and multiple different builds you could do here, but I want to get this one down. I dare say this won't be the last time I come back to it when I play this again, but yeah, for the moment I'm really pleased with what I've done. So as we walk up here, this bridge is an absolute ruin when you get here. There's barely any of this is here. The stone steps here, the little stone pathway across is here, but that's about it. So the rest of this I've built myself. I wanted it to look a little bit nicer. I just wanted it to be, you know, not necessarily a grand entranceway, but I wanted it to look better. So let's head up here and across. Let's have a little look around. So as we come across it now, most of these trees are here already. Now this one here with the red leaves and everything is actually from the Revelwood. I really like those trees, so I've added those in. I just really love the colours on them, so I wanted them there. So let's have a look back here. So as I say, you can see the farmland. That's the abbey to the right. I've made sure that I haven't encompassed that because I like to go over there and farm materials. Yep, there's my gateway. I think I've got a bronze fell beast head over the top of it, just to adorn the gateway there. I haven't done anything with this pathway. You can put a gravel paths in and streets and roads, but I really like the rural pathway here. So as we come up, I've done the recent expansion for Blackmire, and I do like the use of these statues. So it's given us a few statues to play with, and I had to have some stone statues up here. Now all of this, I think this is city wall blocks that I've used here. I can't remember rightly. But before this was just a muddy path up to the house here. And I've added all of these concrete blocks, all of the city wall blocks. I wanted a sort of a paving outside. I wanted it to be more solid. All of these plant beds here have all been added by me. They don't come with the house originally. I mean, this place is a real mess. It's really broken down when you first get here, and if you played the game you'll know exactly what I mean. So I've had to add a lot. This well actually comes with the farmhouse when you get it, and it's already an improved well. You get an awful lot of water from this well, and it's brilliant because you won't get that until much later game. So, you know, again, it's just another reason why this place is much sought after. So this is a really broken down barn when you first get here. You know, obviously none of this is on, and it's really bad looking. This is actually also one of the places where you do one of the missions, Seed of Suspicion, and there's a golden legendary chest around the side here. Now obviously by placing down a flame altar, you're not going to be able to loot that chest over and over again and raid it, but it is a low level chest, so raid it as many times as possible, and then, you know, and then make sure your flame altar's upgraded. So you won't be able to raid it after that. And make sure that you've done the quest as well, because that quest still lingers around. I can't seem to... I've completed it, but it won't complete the quest. Now that was an early bug, but it seems to persist. So what I've built here is I've actually turned this into a small house for the female characters. Now I've nearly got all of the characters, the NPC crafters in the game. The only one I haven't got is the guy from the Hallowed Halls, and I have had a look at the Hallowed Halls content, and I can't honestly say that there's too much that I want to add from there to this build. So I don't have him, he's not here, but I'm not completely upset about it, to be honest with you. I'll go and get him when I'm ready. It's apparently quite tough to do, and I look forward to that. So let's go in, let's have a look. So this is where Emily, Arthane and Melody live. Arthane being the huntress. I think I'm saying that Althane. There's Emily Frey, who's the farmer, and Melody, who's the bard. Now this is their main living area. Obviously we have a communal area over the house, so I've built it for everybody. You know, in my mind that's where we all congregate, but obviously they all want a little bit of personal space as well, and this is their own living quarters. So as you can see over here we have the kitchen area. I placed quite a few things around. It's definitely rough around the edges, very rough around the edges. I attempted to create a kitchen here, but I like it. You know, it'll do. I definitely have better ideas for a kitchen moving forward, but I like what I've done here at the moment, and I just want to capture what I've done. Obviously, many improvements in the future. I've tried to add things like the book down there, so it looks like someone's been reading by candlelight over there. Dining table in the centre, benches over here. Stone fireplace, nice hearth to keep them warm and cosy. And as usual, we've got the shelves here, and I've added a few bits and pieces, to make it look more lived in. It's there. Now, over here, I do like these stands actually. I have to have a look at these. So they're the new stands. They've added mannequins, and they've also added these stands and racks so that you can place weapons. You can mount weapons on them and show them off, and also obviously the mannequins, you can show the armour and things that you picked up off. I really like that aspect now, because even though there's quite a few decorations to this game, I'd still like to see more, and I know I'd probably say that in every game, there's never enough. Right, so here we are in the bathroom. So over here, let's just close the door behind us. So I attempted to do a mirror. They don't have mirrors in this game yet that you can place on walls. So I've used the white luminescent blocks to try and create. They're a bit bright for my liking, but it's the closest I could get to a mirror. Obviously I've had to double the wall. You've got the wall behind it, and then I placed this one in front. So I could place the sink there, placed a couple of little bottles on there. I'm sure there's some sort of fragrances or something. And then the mirror behind it. A wooden bathtub just there. And then, yeah, well, the toilet, because that needs to be separate. That's, kept nice and separate. Right, now let's go and have a look at where they sleep. So I've made it quite cosy in that respect. So I prefer to call it cosy instead of crammed. I mean, I'm sure there might come a time where I build them all separate bedrooms, but that was not this build, that's for sure. So there's a few shelves in the room so they can put a few bits of paraphernalia on. And here's their beds. It's where Emily, Alphane and Melody sleep. So I tried to represent them to a certain degree. Obviously here you can tell this is Alphane's bed with her huntress's bow at the end. Her bed, and I also tried to do different beds for them as well. So here's Emily's bed. Have the scythe mounted over the top there. The single-handed weapon banners. There's a hallowed hall banner. It's quite large, but I wanted something on that wall to give it some sort of decoration. And then over here, Melody's bed. I placed one of the wands up there. I don't actually know what she uses as a weapon, but I imagine she's being a bard, more sort of a wand type. But yeah, that's this room. Again, like I said, this was incredibly broken down when I first got here. It's taken quite a bit of work. Hence why I want to get it videoed, so I can remember it. I mean, this is a single player game anyway, so it's not really going to go anywhere unless I delete it, but even so, I want this sort of committed to memory. Time's moving a lot faster these days. I've got to get a lot less time to play. So, and it's always the same when you come back to games after a long period of being away. You kind of think, where was I? What was I doing with this character? What was it even about? Right, so we'll go over here. Right, so this is where I put the guy's cabin. So here you have Balthazar the alchemist, Cade the carpenter, and I think it's Oswald the blacksmith. I feel sure. Yes, it is. It's Oswald. Think about that for a moment. He's the first one you get. Right, so let's have a look in here. As you can see, actually, before I go in, the fell wisp-wiven head at the top there. I like the way it glows in the dark. That's a lovely blue, which incidentally is the same as the luminescent blue, but need to get a look at that at night. That's a beautiful blue. I'll come back over there in a moment. So yeah, this is the guy's little log cabin. Again, gives them a little bit of privacy, to a certain degree. Have a very scant kitchen here for doing meals. They, have the table set out, shelves, and in order to put all the sort of plates, crockery, and such. Over here, obviously you can see this is the Oswald's sleeping area and his set of armour there. I just imagine with the blacksmith he probably came with a set of armour, or this is a set of armour he made, or maybe it's the first set of armour he made. I don't know. Hadn't really thought about it properly, but I just felt it was fitting to put that by his bed, which incidentally is one of the new mannequins with the armour on. I really like those. So over here they have their fireplace. Again, scantily adorned, but we put a head over the top, candle, and I still think it makes this place look warm. They've got a larger fireplace in there. This is, as you would expect, a small private area for private things. Ventilation at the top there, or did I just forget to fill it in? Who knows? Maybe it's ventilation. And over here we have, now there's the staff on the wall. So this is Balthazar's bed for the alchemist. That's where he sleeps. Then obviously Cade the carpenter. I don't know, he's short, stout. I just imagined him having a two-handed weapon for some reason. I just, maybe I'm being stereotypical, I don't know. But either way, that's the weapon of choice above his bed. And a secluded, but not so secluded, bath area for them. I imagined they weren't too fussed about privacy, and I must say that since they don't have curtains in this game yet, there was no way really, without blocking that off, of putting in a more private area. So I just left it open. So that's the, that's the, this is where the guys are sleeping. This is their little cabin. Looks kind of warm and cozy. And again, when you get here, this is so broken down. I mean, none of that stone is there. That's all open at the back. You just walk in. Half of the roof is broken away. Well, you can see part of the breakage there. That's all open. And then this front bit as well. Most of that is just open. You've only got the two sides to either side of the pillars, you know, that's blocked off partially. So it's really open, and I've also laid new floor as well. So when you walk in here, this is just a stone floor, just a bare broken stone floor with a pile of rubble over there. I've removed it all, I've refloored it. I don't know, this turned into a monumental project. This was not a place I was supposed to be staying. This was just supposed to be a place that I kind of stopped at and moved on. But I must say, I really fell in love with the place. Okay, so over here is one of the new gates you put in. Again, one of the Riverwood trees on the right. Love the colours. So yeah, here's one of the new gateways, and that is huge. But I decided to use it for this. A couple of black mire statues to either side. Again, I use berry bushes a lot of the time to as hedges, because they're big, they're thick, they're green, they're bushy, and they have a little bit of colour on them with the purple berries. I like using those. But this is what I call the quiet area. So when they want to get away for a bit, you know, again, when they want a bit of peace and quiet from their work, got a nice little area here. Now this game unfortunately doesn't do water. You don't find any water in Enshrouded, and I believe there's actually in-game reasons for that. But I've done what I can with the blue luminescent blocks and tried to make a sort of a small area here. And obviously, you know, bring it round again, made it very private using the berry bushes. Nice bench there where they can, you know, they can sit, reflect, think, you know, play instruments, read books, whatever they want to. And again, I've made a nice little secluded area over here as well, where they can sit if they wish to. Again, it gives them a feeling of privacy, even though they're in the middle of everything. So let's walk around here, and I've tried to put a few decorations around, nothing too much. Hopefully I haven't over decorated, which I do have a tendency to do, but again, I like the way this has turned out. I don't feel this is over decorated. Okay, there's some more. Like I said, it's a beautiful blue luminescence coming off of there. It makes the area really nice. Let's walk away and get a good look at it, because you can really see it quite clearly. I really like those colours. Very nice. Right. Just walk around. Like I said, again, you know, these plants weren't here. I had to make this whole area. Again, putting in the berry bushes, putting in the trees. I had to go careful with the trees because you've got that unfortunate thing where when you plant trees, they actually stick through buildings. So if I put that tree any closer, I would have had branches and leaves actually sticking through into the main house. So as we walk over here, yes, I'm doing a slow walk. That way hopefully I can get a good look at things as I walk past. So that's the main house. Largely as it comes, obviously when you get here, you know, there's no front door on there, it's all boarded up. I mean, again, I had to do an awful lot of work to that house, but we'll come to that in a moment. Over here, this small barn, again, very broken down, very dishevelled. I mean, this front bit has not changed, it's this open. Obviously no torches on the front. The roof's kind of broken down when you get in here. That side bit there, you can see I've added windows there. And also added one of the round windows to try and give it a bit more effect. That lets a bit of light in. That stone you can see at the back was added along with the windows, so I closed it off. And also that wooden side there with the door in it, that was also just left open. So I've closed it all off. I did leave the little secret shutter in the floor here. Let's see if I can get it. Yep, there we go. There's actually a hidden chest in there. Now I always make the mistake. This is all the seed crop plots. So this is where I create all the seeds for the farm. This is where I get everything. And if I'm not careful, I end up dropping through that hatch. It's not very far. It's, you know, a one or two block falls. No, it's nothing. Even as a starting character, you're not going to take any damage, but it's annoying. You walk up, you go to access the seed bed, and suddenly the little trapdoor opens. I did think about doing away with it, to be honest. But just left it in the end. It's part of the originalness of this build. So that's what I turned this into. As you can see, I've got all my plant where I grow all of the seedlings, all of the plants, everything for the farm. It's very simple, very basic. I said I've left it as open as possible, left as much light in as possible. So we'll go around here. I really haven't done much over here. There's a couple of revelwood trees at the back here. I planted more of the berry bushes, just so it felt a bit more enclosed. Obviously there's quite a few red mushrooms plots over there. Now these plots are so small, you can't really use them for an awful lot, but I do use them for the mushrooms. There's the cockcrow. Morning. So, yep, this is the main house that we're about to enter. Like I said, I like to think that they all gather here, essentially. So again, I've got statues at the front door here, the Black Mire statues, a few potted plants, which they also added recently, which is a nice touch. And that's the scavenger, bronze scavenger matron mother head over the top of the door. Okay, we'll walk into here. This is what I consider the communal dining area. This is where, you know, everybody has dinner together or lunch, you know, gathers, tells stories and you know, keeps each other company. So again, yeah, I've re-floored all of this. So again, it was just a stone floor. I didn't particularly like the stone floor, to be honest with you, which is why I've done shroud wood all the way through. I really like the texture and colour of this wood. And I think it makes it look warmer. So in here we've laid out a banquet table, you know, plates, mugs, cutlery, all prepared for dinner. At the end there's a Volker brawler head on the wall. A few shelves here with some potted plants, books. A few little odds and ends on the shelves, just, you know, a few plant pots around. Just makes it feel a bit more warm, a bit more inviting, and like people actually, you know, live here, which they do now. Even though I have built a hand-built base, which I did a video on a while ago, so I could store that for memory. I must say, I've never fallen out of love with this place. Right, so let's head on into the kitchen area. So as we come round, here's the kitchen area. You see, I've got plenty of sideboards here, tables. Cutlery, glasses, jugs, everything all the way around. Just a few decorations again. I wanted to leave it open. I'm sure it... Yeah. Yep, that's the campfire over there. As you can see, I had to do a bit of repair work to this kitchen, because when you first get here, I mean, this hearth is already here. I really like it. I think it really adds to it. I mean, I was stuck as to whether to turn this into the dining room and have somewhere else as the kitchen, but in the end I decided to do this as the kitchen. Again, I think you could do multiple builds with this place, different styles. This is what I chose for this one. So we have the seed almanacs down there. There's Melody, the bard, just on my right there, and Emily Frey over here, over by the oven and the grinder. You see, she's got tons of food, tons of different foods and buffs you can make with her. Right, so as we head over here. Now, I turned this small area, which had next to nothing into it, into the pantry area. So, again, you know, some shelves, some extra, you know, jugs, pots, pans, mugs, plates, bowls, everything in here. A Hallowed Halls banner at the back, because that wall felt a little bit bare without something on there. There's where your barrels, preserves, boxes, crates, for everything in. I want to make something out of this room. Like I say, it's just turned it into a small pantry area. Okay, let's just over here. Now let's head down into the work area. There's, again, many uses for this basement, but I've actually decided to turn it into the work area. So this is where, you know, I have all of the sort of the forges, the smelters. I also have the table saw down here. Huntress has her drying racks down here, and I have my magic chests with all of my items and stuff in. Getting a bit low on wood there. Again, the blue luminescent blocks, which I've used for the water outside, I really like those. They add a really nice splash of light for me, which light's pretty important for me, which is why you'll see torches all over the place. I have used the luminescent blocks there. It just makes it a lot easier to see. And over here we have Oswald the blacksmith's corner. So I've tried to put them all together in one area, but keep them, you know, a little separate. So there's the smelters. Then let's head around here. A lot of the decorations and stuff like this hook hanging from the ceiling, that, you know, were already here. I haven't removed a lot of it, like the sacks and the barrels and stuff like that. I left them here really for sort of like authenticity. I mean, you'll find them when you get here, and it's very dark down here, and there are a few rats that you have to kill. But yeah, essentially this is almost as you see it, apart from a little bit of repair work done. Cave the carpenter, I put him in his own area here. Kiln. Arthane the huntress. Now there's her drying rack, loom, spindles. Like I said, it feels like they're all together and yet at the same time separate. Although the one person I really wanted to keep separate. That's a Volker blessing that I put into that little alcove. Again, that was a secret. You actually have a secret wall in front of that, which I removed. And behind there is a chest when you first get here. I've kept the alchemist separate from everybody because I figure if he's playing with things like, you know, black powder and such, potions, powders, you know, chemistry, I generally tend to think he needs to be with everybody, but kept separate just in case of accidents. So again, he's got his little library over here. I imagine that's all his alchemical recipes and such. Standing quite happily over here behind his bar, which I did think about turning this place into, to be honest with you, but they don't have enough stuff. I did honestly think this would make it a great bar. Over here, you know, grinder, chemistry station, pestle and mortar. So all the tools of his trade are all down here in this separate area. like I said, I really haven't done too much down here. Left some of the original decos. I felt it was fine as it is, and it's just, yeah, there's enough space for me to put everybody, to keep it all in the one area. It's just a brilliant workroom, brilliant workspace. Okay, let's head out. There we go. Yes, I'm getting used to closing doors behind me. Go, and we're back to the start here, the dining room, communal dining room. So I've put a copper door on. I needed some sort of nice door at the front there. So now we're heading up to the upstairs on the final stage of the build. So as we head up here to this open area, we made this into a sort of a library and display area. So just to the left here, I think we have the fell beast head up on the wall there. A couple of mannequins with the suits of armour. I think those are largely bits of armour that I've picked up throughout the game, and that shield there is the bulwark shield. I think you get that close to the beginning of the game. So again, you know, various. I'm playing a ranger build, specifically spec'ing bow, so you'll find a lot of bows in this place. There's a few portraits, paintings up on the wall, some weapons displayed. I put some flower pots in the windows to try and brighten it up a bit. So I've turned this into almost like a small study stroke library area, so if anybody wants to do any reading, you can see there's a couple of books out. Well, there's a book out on the table, the candle, and again it's more sort of a little private area so that people can sit down, you know, even after dinner or something, quietly, you know, read. So this place is big enough that you can imagine that even though there's 6 people here at any one point, you know, you could at least have a little bit of privacy and a little bit of your own time to read and do what you wanted to. Let's see if I can stand over here and get a good view of the room. Right, now this was a tough call. Now this left one here, this is what I call the guest bedroom. So as I come over here, let's open this up, and it really was a tough call as to whether I had this as the guest bedroom or the main bedroom. So in the guest bedroom, I put a nice little bed over in the corner. There was originally a bed there anyway, but it was pretty tatty, to be honest with you. Not particularly nice, so I've replaced it with a very nice palm wood bed. Over here now, that shelf was already there with the build, as was that shelf, and all I've done is put a few plant pots on it, put a few decorations, made it a bit nicer. Single-handed weapon mounts on the wall, just for a bit of decoration. You'll see fireplace here. I think that was here already. I can't remember whether it was here already or I built it, but either way I pushed the fireplace into it. Got some statues at the front to break up the plainness of it, and a banner over the top of it. Again, a little bit of decoration. Now I actually built this partition wall and put these doors in here. They didn't come with it, and I did that so that you could have an ensuite, because I felt if it's a guest room, you're not going to be one sharing bathrooms. So again, you know, there's the toilet over there on the wall, a little shelf placement there so you can put all your toiletries and stuff on there. Sink over here, looking out the window. Actually looks over the nice sort of quiet park area there. And then over here, I'm glad they added these. You actually got a shower. So they've added a shower to the game, so now I've put a shower in there. There's a bathtub. So just a small little ensuite bathroom. Although if you think this is small, wait till you see the master one. And this is why I considered having this as the master bedroom instead of the guest. But I decided on this being the guest bedroom. Right, now let's move on. And finally, I call the master bedroom. Let's go in. Automatically, you can see I've tried to make this as warm, as inviting as possible, and again, with as much light as possible for me. So again, I have my bookshelves with a few things on there. I tried to put a weapon mount on that bottom shelf. You can see there's a double-handed axe down on that bottom shelf. I basically pinned it to the wall and then pushed the shelf in on it. I wish I could kind of have it more more sat on the shelf. Like I said, they've already put these mounts in, and I love the fact that you've got wall mounted, and also you've got stands that you can put the weapons on. I kind of would have, yeah, I know, never satisfied, but I kind of would have liked it if they had something that you could put on shelves, on bookshelves, so you can actually display weapons that way, or even display cases. But nah. Again, decorated that little stand over in the corner with a few things, a few banners. Put a couple of mannequins by the fireplace. Again, I've done these more sort of like, you know, suits of armour. You know, just to decorate it with. I wanted something either side of the fireplace. A couple of vases on top of the fireplace there. I've got my little cupboard there, so I can, you know, put things in there. Again, king size bed, which they added that just recently as well. I'm glad they put, because they had double beds in there, but I'm glad they've got a big king size bed. So now, you know, when you reach the top and you get to the Kindle waist and you get all the palm wood, you know, you can really splash out on a nice bed. So here, a few weapons displayed. I do like that fell bow. I won't use it because it's under damage for what I've got at the moment. I think I've got the wolf snarl bow, which is actually one of the better ones. But I love the look of that fell bow. I love the way it glows blue in the dark. Again, beautiful colours. It's really, really nice. But yeah, there we go. That's the bedroom. I put a couple of very fuzzy carpets on the floor. I tried to make this area, you know, off on its own, so separate from the rest of the bedroom, even though it's still open. I put a small writing desk over here by the window. You can keep notes of journals. There's a small box in the corner there, which I put all like my private possessions in, my character's personal possessions. So it's chilled up on the wall, book by the bed. Just tried to make it more personal. When you first get here, again, this is, it's a little bit of a wreck in here, but where this cupboard is, just here, is actually a ladder going up. Now I've put a roof over the top here, a flat roof, because upstairs there is an attic area, so you could have further room. You could have another room up there if you wanted. It wasn't big enough for me to turn into a bedroom, because I'm sure I could have put windows in it. It would have been quite nice, but it just wasn't big enough to my mind for a bedroom. So I've blocked it off with the ceiling, and yeah, you know, I just didn't feel any need to use it. I feel like I've got enough space, but it would be an extra room that you could use. So if you had more players, I'm pretty sure that you could use that room as well. Right, okay, so this is the contentious issue. Let's go into the ensuite. This is the master bedroom ensuite. Now this is what you would call tight. Now I know a lot of people would not like this. So okay, bronze bathtub down there, not so bad. Shelf over the top, okay, yeah. But then down here, so I have my my shelving area there, my toiletries on. There's the toilet, and then there's the sink tucked in there. Now this is a little bit too tight, and this is why I wasn't sure whether to turn this into the guest bedroom or not. Because, and this, I didn't build this, this came with the building. So you'll find this already here, and you'll actually find, I've upgraded the toilet and the sinks and everything, but you'll find there's a toilet, bath and everything already here. Complete with skeleton in the bath, actually. You know, I personally didn't want to keep it, but I guess, you know, whatever floats your boat. Yeah, so very small, bit tight, but even so, this is the master bedroom ensuite. So, there we go. That is it. That's what I've done with this build. I said there are so many options, so many things you could have done with this build, such as where I've put all the guys in that little cabin outside. I could have turned that into the workroom quite easily. I could have had the benches in there, I could have put the Huntress and the Alchemist off over in the other one where I built all the ladies' cabin instead, and then, you know, have maybe separate bedrooms downstairs, or turned it into a bar, or there's so many things you could do with this build. There's probably so many things I will do with this build when I come back to this at some point. But for the moment, I'm happy with what I've done here. I really like it, and like I said, I really wanted to, you know, commit this to memory, so I have something to look back on and go, oh, that's what I did, and oh, that's, you know. Also, I can't honestly remember how this place looked at the beginning when I first got here. So, you know, for me, it's going to be quite interesting when you come back and find the place in absolute shambles and tatters when I've been used to this. So that'll be quite interesting, and also to look back on this video. Like I said, there are a few more tips and tricks that I would like to use on the kitchen to make the kitchen look a lot nicer. My friend Chibs, she's very much into designing and decorating her kitchens. And while she doesn't play Enshrouded, there are certainly ideas I could steal from her about doing kitchens. So I very, very much look forward to coming back and doing a very nice kitchen. Not just a nice kitchen, but a very nice kitchen. Right, so let's head down. There we go. That is it. That's the build. So let's have a look. In broad daylight as well. Just get a final look. And then I can commit this one to memory. At least I have a record of what it looks like, how I built it, a rough idea of what I did, and and what I didn't do. Like I said, let's face it, we're always improving. Always improving. If not improving, then definitely changing. Like I said, this build offers so much you can do. So yeah, that's it. Let's get a last look at the outside from a distance. Like I said, these fields here for planting crops, it's an it's absolutely beautiful at the beginning of the game, when you really need your buffs and everything else. I mean, you still need your buffs at the end of the game, don't get me wrong, you know, I'm a level 25 end of game character, you know, with the armor to boot, but even so, yeah, every buffs count this game, you still need them. So yeah, with that, that's it. I think I can now, you know, commit this video to memory, and I'm very pleased with what I've seen. And if anybody does watch this, I hope it gives people some ideas. I hope maybe they learn something, or maybe they can pass some ideas on. But either way, that's it for now. And yeah, we'll commit this to memory. Bye.